Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you a tip that I learned when I was in school to help me read faster. It was a tool that was very easy to apply. It's in 3 steps. I enjoyed reading after that. I enjoyed reading even when I had to read for school because I knew what I needed to do in order to read and to retain the information that I read and to keep that information in order to pass tests and to be able to talk about it if I needed to discuss it in class. So I'm going to show you these steps. Ready? Okay, you guys. Step 1 is absolutely crucial. The first thing you want to do is you want to find out what the subject is of what you're reading about. You could simply read the title. You need to take about 2 to 5 minutes to think about what you already know about what you're going to read. So for our exercise today, we're going to read about the inventors of the aircraft or the inventors of the first powered aircraft. What do you already know about airplanes? When I did this exercise and I began to think about what I already knew about airplanes, I started to think about the times that I have flown and the first trip I ever had on an airplane and how I saw the world in a different way for the first time. And as I began to think about the little cars and the little houses and the little trees and buildings that I saw from the air, I realized how much it changed my life when I had this perspective, this new perspective on the world. And that led me to an even bigger thought and an even bigger question. And that was, what would life be like if people couldn't fly? Once I reached that question, that kind of big question in my mind, I stopped thinking about what I knew about this subject. That was really enough. You have to be able to think for a few minutes about the subject enough that you get to kind of this point where you realize there's something significant here. It might not be a great or big, enormous, significant thought, but for you, it should impress you, just enough to impress you. Okay, let's put it that way. Again, it should only take 2 to 5 minutes. Now, the next part is the part that we're going to do together today. I'm going to read for you, and you're going to follow along reading the text. This is going to help your mind. It's going to help your brain with reading faster because you're going to use your listening skills as well as your reading skills. You're going to be fully activated in the reading process. And you're going to read much faster and you're going to retain information much better because you spent some time thinking first about the subject you're going to read about, and you're going to be reading along with listening. All right, I'm going to count back 3, 2, 1, and then we start. Ready? But wait, there's more. I'm also going to help you learn what you can do whenever you have a topic where you know absolutely nothing about this topic. That way, you never get stuck. 3, 2, 1. In the early 1900s, the Wright brothers dreamed of something that seemed impossible: flying. At that time, no one had ever flown in a powered aircraft before. Most people thought that human flight was a fantasy. However, the Wright brothers were determined to make it a reality. They spent years studying birds to understand how they flew and experimented with gliders and different flying machines. After many failures, on December 17, 1903, in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, they made history by flying the first powered aircraft. It flew for only 12 seconds and covered just 120 feet, but this short flight changed the world forever. Their invention opened the door to air travel, which is now a normal part of life. That was great. Now, we're going to answer a few questions to make sure that we remember or that we understood the key concepts of this reading portion. Question 1. What did the Wright brothers dream of doing? A. Building the first car. B. Flying in a powered aircraft. C. Traveling to space. D. Climbing the highest mountain. I'll read the answer in 3, 2, 1. B. Flying in a powered aircraft. Question number 2. When did the Wright brothers succeed in their first powered flight? A. 1903. B. 1913. C. 1893. D. 1923. I'll read the answer. 3, 2, 1. A. 1903. Question number 3. How long did their first flight last? A. 5 seconds. B. 12 seconds. C. 1 minute. D. 2 minutes. I'll read the answer in 3, 2, 1. B. 12 seconds. Question 4. Where did the Wright brothers' first flight take place? A. New York. B. San Francisco. C. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. D. Washington, D.C. I'll read the answer in 3, 2, 1. C. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Now, I know you might say, what if there's a topic that I know absolutely nothing about? You're in school because you want to learn about things you don't know anything about. Maybe you have to go to school and you get exposed to what you don't know. And so how do you ask these questions before you start reading? How do you think about what you know about it? Well, you can begin with who, what, when, where, and why. So, for example, with the airplane. Let's say you didn't know anything about airplanes. You've never flown before. Maybe you've never even seen an airplane before. Okay, but you had the title, The Wright Brothers, and you had the subject, the invention of the airplane. So who? The inventors of the airplane, the Wright brothers. What? The invention of the airplane. Where? Well, we don't know yet. We're going to read that. When? I don't know either. That's what we're going to read about. Why? I don't know why they invented the airplane, but because it's an invention that I know is used today, then there must have been a need for this invention. And there must have been a time before, which was different than after the invention. That seems to be pretty good information so far. How? We don't know how. We're going to find out how. Okay, so we have some good information already. We know there was an invention about a thing that's used now that wasn't used before. And, that's really helpful already. Then when you do the reading, you're going to start filling in some of that information that you didn't know before. It's going to help you a lot in retaining information because it's going to form relationships in your memory with things you already know. That's how you form long-lasting knowledge. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. We'll continue next time with other inventors that changed the world. Shorts and full lessons, reading, phonics, listening, vocabulary, and speaking activities. Subscribe, follow, love, like, care,